He's originally from Lebanon, but lives in the U.S. state of Michigan, where the Arab American vote played a crucial role in the vote.
We've lost friends, we've lost neighbors, people that we grew up with and we lived with, even though we're not living currently with them. But at the end of the day, any innocent life or any life is lost, is a loss for humanity. People went to the voting polls and they are bleeding. They went to the voting polls and they are in pain.
Traditionally, people here voted for the Democratic Party, but in the past year their loyalties shifted. Around 55% of the population in Dearborn is Arab American, and the war on Gaza and Lebanon had a huge impact on how they voted in this election. Most people say that the Democratic Party disappointed them, and that's why many voted for Donald Trump and the Green Party candidate Jill Stein. Trump won here with over 40% of the votes. Just days before the election, he visited Dearborn, where he was greeted with cheers from some members of the Arab American community.
He was here, he listened to community members, he told people that he wanted peace, and I think that's the bare minimum of what we can expect from a presidential candidate.
But many here say they do not know what to expect of a second Trump presidency, given his aggressive rhetoric towards Arabs and Muslims in the past.
The action of Trump being a president, it's not something we take lightly. It's something that we are probably going to live with the impact to it locally and nationally. This whole administration have been probably not saying, but they have been doing. They have probably been talking about peace for the past 14 months. Then we send billions and billions to kill those specific Muslims.
No doubt, the wars on Gaza and Lebanon were on the minds of Arabs and Muslims in Michigan, especially when so many of their family members and friends have been killed. Teresa Bo, Al Jazeera, Dearborn, Michigan.
Of Gaza.
The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip, and we will do a job with it, too.
We're back in Dearborn. We were here last year for about a week talking to voters just before the election. This place holds the distinction of being the first Arab majority city in the U.S. Huge population here. And Trump really made a big play for that community, and it worked. He won here over Kamala Harris by more than 42% of the vote. We wanted to come back to talk to the same people that we interviewed to find out what they think of Trump now. Were you hurt by it? Did you take it personally?
100%, of course. Of course, yeah. I don't accept that. And I'm going to fight that if that's the plan.
Samra Lukman voted for Trump, convinced he was the best option to stop the death and destruction in Gaza.
Even if theoretically Trump was to incentivize Palestinians to leave Gaza, he did not say he would do it with violence. He did not say he was going to kill every child that remained on that land, which is what the Democrats were allowing to happen. I think.
But now she's nervous after Trump says he might cancel the ceasefire if Israeli hostages don't come home.
All bets are off, and let hell break out.
We didn't stop a genocide only to have it continue under a different administration. That's not what the goal was.
A new dilemma for this Dearborn community, rocked so deeply by the war. At this local restaurant, owner Sam Hamoud, who voted for a third-party candidate, is hearing a lot of blame.
They held Dearborn Heights responsible for what Trump is doing.
What's your answer to those people who say, look what you did?
Where was your voice when all this was going on? How come you guys didn't come out, say, hey, what's going on in the Middle East needs to stop?
Our vote was to end the killing of hundreds, possibly thousands of people per day. And we achieved that. We have a ceasefire under Trump, and I don't regret that.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum. You guys are registered voters? Do go vote.
When we first met local activist Farah Khan, she was campaigning against Kamala Harris and voted for Jill Stein.
Nice to see you again.
Oh, good to see you. Now, she's planning her next move.
We are going to get together and organize against Trump as well. just as powerful as we did for the Biden-Harris administration.
Do you regret campaigning for a third-party candidate that likely helped with Trump's victory?
No, not one bit. What actually just happened in the past elections, it should be a learning curve for the politicians as well. You know, they should know that you can no longer fool the people by your video and empty rhetoric with your false promises.
Over and over again, the voters we talked to told us it was never about Trump.
We are not married to the Republican Party. We are not married to the Democratic Party. As a voting bloc, American Muslims and Arabs are going to be voting with Gaza in mind.